Welcome back, everyone, to Piney Plays a Stout Minstrel, and I have discovered a dwarf-made set of glinting gold wrought armor. Now, if that weren't made for a king, then I don't know what royal armor looks like. It looks expensive, that's what it looks like. Ah, I think I found the Black Numenorian food supply. Unfortunately, I've also found a few guards there because I presume they want to keep everybody else away from it, such as dwarves that are busy freeing the king and all. Well then, don't worry, I'll just take the food and we'll be settled, right? Right. Hmm. There. Well, it'll have to do. This looks like a place where they might be keeping a reliquary. Now let's see if we can find one in here. You find no trace of the lockbox that Grey Tooth described. Well, it was where it was supposedly be kept. Well, that was poor choice of options. Well, back to the king, who's not going to be happy. Don't worry, I just went through all this mess, and I can tell you, I'm certainly not happy either. I found what I could. Ah, I cannot say much for this food. It seems even Sauron's willing servants eat like animals. But look at this armor. It is as brilliant as it was the day Sauron stole it away from me. It was wrought by my finest smith, Sverstein. Does he still live? Yes, I have spoken with him. Ah, these are joyous tidings. You have my thanks, Pineveer. Bah, but before we leave, did you by chance find that lockbox? No, I found the chamber, but no lockbox is there. Disappointing. I suppose all his servants were merely waiting for something to slip, and they had their knives ready. Well, that's the way things have been going here lately. I shall have to search on my own in the days ahead, but for now, I wish to return to my folk. Let's go! Yes, I want to get out of here. And we're back to the safety of Luch. Now that's a phrase I thought I'd never say. I did not appear grateful in the dungeons of Barad-dûr. I wish to offer you my truest gratitude, Pineveer. You have done me and my people a great service this day. Although I did not find all that I sought in the depths of the Dark Tower, I am once again surrounded by my dear friends and kin, and there can be no greater joy for a king. Our people were broken for many years, but today we are reunited as one. This is a day of celebration, and by its end, we will celebrate our freedom. Well, he is really inspiring. Ooh. No, we've got some. Ooh. How about something that has some will in it? There you go. Of course, as usual, not as good on some fronts, but at least it has light. This is a day of celebration indeed. My people are united once more, and today we cast off the shackles by which Sauron himself bound us. You and Gimli have done my people a great honor, and one that shall not soon be forgotten by my folk. As a dwarf of the eastern mountains, I have always wished to learn more of the west. Ah, but such things could not be asked of the Dark Lord. I know not of the reason why, but Sauron was never overly fond of dwarves, you see. But such questions can be asked now. How came you to Mordor, Pineveer? What trials have you and Gimli faced and overcome? Let us hear your tales of valor. Well, yep, he doesn't recognize me in the least. Tales of valor, eh? I think we have a few we could tell. Ha! Let's go on with it then. Oh boy.
After 78 years in the dungeons of Barad-dûr, King Voskmun Greytooth of the Stout Axes has returned to lead his folk. However, if there is to remain any hope of forging a new dwarf kingdom within Mordor, the Stout Axes must break free of their servitude and challenge the mistress of Lugash, Zoreth.
Oh, challenge Zora. That sounds joyous. It's been a while since I spoke with her. As I said, I was a slave the last time I spoke with her, so she might not recognize me. No one else does. A tale of valor! We have won many battles and many great victories together, my friend. It's hard to think of just one. Which among them speaks most of our trials and of the victories won by dwarves? King Greytooth awaits us, so I suppose I'll have to decide soon enough. Well, yes, there is that. A tale of valor. Hear my words! Today I'm honored to welcome two warriors of renown to Lugash. Here is Gimli, son of Glowing, dwarf of Durin's folk. He's journeyed from far-off lands to explore the realm of Mordor. And here is Pinefear, a brave minstrel who has aided my escape from the Dark Tower. Pinefear, I have heard you and Gimli have shared many adventures. I'm curious, Pinefear, how did your adventures lead you into Mordor? Ooh, right, and tell him the story of the Ring Bearer's quest. Well, I guess the Ring Bearer is now safe and done with, and the ring destroyed all that, so I suppose it's not going to do any harm to tell that story. So we'll tell that story. I see. You keep strange company, my friend. Ah, but I mean you no offense. Offer them my truest thanks. The evils done to my folk the Dark Lord were many, and they're finally repaid. But know well that the final siege at the Black Gate. But what are the battles that came before? Oh, right, tell the battles of the Hornburg and the Pelennor Fields. I guess we could tell him of that, even though I skipped that through a Valar. These kingdoms of men sound a sight to behold, and to stand against so many foes, a wonder. Ha! But we did more than stand against them. We slew 42 orcs with my own axe at the Hornburg. And by the time the day was ended, I slew twice as many in the fields of Gondor. Ah! But as any dwarf would hope. Ah, but you met any other dwarves along those Durin's folk in your adventures? Do any other dwarf kingdoms remain? Well, alright, I guess we tell him of the Dour Hands? Or Skorgrim? Yeah. Oh well, I suppose so. Skorgrim! Did these Dour Hands truly sense no danger in serving one who claimed to have returned from death? A dwarf in form, but no will of his own. No, no good comes from having spirits about. As for the lost halls of Khazad-dûm, I hope that they do not remain darkened. Gimli, may your people and their expedition soon reclaim them. If not Khazad-dûm, where now do your folks dwell? Oh, that'll be the Lonely Mountain. Some of those that once lived in the exile have dwelt in the Blue Mountains, but King Dain and his folk again live within the Lonely Mountain. Exile. I do not understand. It is a tale of dwarves, dragons, and days long ago. Do you wish to hear me tell of it, King of Voskmun? Of course. Very well. I shall tell it as best I can. For many years, even before the fall of Khazad-dûm, the dwarves dwelt in the lonely mountain. When Khazad-dûm was lost, my people fled to the mountain and rebuilt our kingdom within it. There sat the first king under the mountain, and for many years my people prospered. But it was not fated to remain so. A great dragon Smog brought ruin upon the lonely mountain and dwelt within the deserted halls of my people. My folk were cursed with misfortune for many years, and even the orcs mocked us. But then came the day when Thor and Oakenshield set out to reclaim Erebor and slay Smog. With only 13 dwarves, a hobbit, and an old grey wizard, they reclaimed Erebor, and Smog was slain. But that was done by men. Alas, with Erebor no longer guarded by a dragon, great armies gathered to lay claim to its treasure. Although they did not begin the battle as our allies, men and elves alike aided my folk and repelled the orcs of Dol Guldur. The necromancer's servant Bolg was defeated, and Erebor became again a kingdom of the dwarves. We learned in the years that followed that the necromancer was Sauron himself, and defeat he fled back to his land. That is the tale, King of Voskmoon. And what a tale it was. I'm honored to have heard it. Do not worry. I have not forgotten you, Zversting. That you did for me. It is not merely be shown, King Greytooth. It is a great gift of honor your return. Yes. It is magnificent, Zversting. I shall wield it as well. Oh, yes, yes, the gift he made for the king. Yes, Sparkle. I have a keen eye, my friend, but we shall not speak of this here. There are matters to discuss in private. Gimli and Pinefear, will you join Sparkle and me? Okay. Come. As for you all, be merry and celebrate the days ahead for our people. All right. Well, very disappointing. No one recognizes me. I mean, that was the entire point of all of this, was to see what changes. If nothing pans out in this storyline in the end, then most likely the series won't go much too longer because I've already been through Mordor and other characters. Sparkorth, Gimli, Pinevere. I bear a key wrought of Mithril, a key that shall bring us good fortune to our people. The key that shall once again allow our people to wield the dwarf ring Monthreef. A dwarf ring? I do not think it's wise to wield one of the Dark Lord's trinkets any longer. Nonsense! It brought my people good fortune and wealth for many years. Besides, Sauron's dead and gone. What designs would he have for it now? I shall hear no more of it. Sparkoth, what troubles you? You look unwell. Uh-oh. What you seek will not be yours. Uh-oh. Oh. Well, that wasn't good. Somebody. Whoa. Well. I guess I know who had sent that one. Looks like Zora knows our plans. So Zora thinks she can steal Monthreef from my people? King Foscom grasped the mithril key tightly. No! It belongs to my family! It belongs to me! Sparkoth still lives, but I cannot know where his will ended and the will of the spirit began. We have no time for such things now. Zorith has betrayed my folk to serve herself. Our time in her service ends today. Uh-oh. This can't end well. Zorith has deceived you all. Sparkoth has taken one of her spirits. Was taken by one of her spirits, yes. Subdue Sparkoth at once. He is no friend of mine any longer. Aether, Gimli, Pinevere, come with me. Zorith shall pay for her treachery. Zorith shall pay for her treachery. Oh my, Zorith, mistress of Lugash. Well, I suppose we are going to have to confront her. And confront her we will. There she is, Pinevere, the mistress of Lugash. Savior of the Stout Axes. Bah! King Boscombe spits in anger and grips Dolgroth and Battle Hungry tightly. I think it's time we learned where Monthreef was taken. Let us go! This definitely won't end well. Well, seeing that no one else has recognized me, she possibly can't recognize me, right? Right. You, dwarf friend, told an interesting tale, Voskun and I, that I know well. Don't you see? It was the victory of his people that condemned you to the dungeons of Barad-dûr. You speak only lies, Zorith. In truth, you abhor my people. You never wanted to help us. Surrender, Monthreef, and I'll spare you. Will you now? Take it. You won't get far before the order kills you, and then I'll still be mine in the end. It'll still be mine. Come, take it. Oh, challenging her to battle, I see. Well, Voskun pulls the key from his chain and opens the mithril wrought lockbox. It is empty. What have you done with it, Zorith? What? No! Enough of your lies! Well, she thought it was in there, but apparently it's not. Something's up, that's for sure. Fool of a dwarf! I don't have the ring! So, this is what years of wearing the dwarf ring in the dungeons did you. Oh yes, I know about that! You shall destroy your people, Voskun! Even I could be so... You shall destroy your people. Even I cannot be so cruel. Monthreef is gone! Lost! Stolen! Zorith knew what Sauron did to me in the dungeons. How could she know such things? How could she know how he tortured me until I felt the hunger and greed of my forebears? For how long have you and Gimli conspired against me? Durin's folk damned my people. How do I know you did not find it in the Dark Tower when I asked you to search for it? Monthreef is mine. It is mine by right, and none shall stand in the way of its return, not even you and Gimli. He's gone mad. Hearken to me, my brethren! This day we shed the name given to us by the Dark Lord in mockery of my forefathers. We are now evermore the Fire Horns, and Monthreef shall be ours once more. That is the oath I now swear. These traitors, these thieves, Gimli, Sparkoth, and Pineveer are banished from our spire, the oath taker's horn. This is the only mercy I can offer you now. Be gone! Be gone. Dwarf or not, it's time to go, Pineveer. It's time to go. That certainly didn't go well. What do you say, Sparkarth? I'm ashamed that I could not resist Zora's sorcery, Pineveer. I'm ashamed that I could not even sense her deception. I failed you and I failed Gimli. Leave me if you wish. It is that fate I deserve. You're not leaving. What sort of dwarf is so easily swayed by the power of evil? I suppose that's a foolish question to ask now. Zorth may have planned to use me to betray my own king, but now Voskmund has forsaken all for Monthreef. If this is the way of the Firehorns, I want no part in it. I want no part in it. Ooh. Well, at least it's an upgrade in the boots. Whee! So what does Sparkoth need us to do? We'll have to find that out in the next episode of Piney Plays, a Stout Minstrel.